Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Monday, January the 9th, 2017. 3-level ZZ semaphore. Yes, I've been working with this some more. Bringing it back to life, I guess. Now, let's just set the record straight. I am not the original coder. I've never claimed to be the original coder, nor have I ever tried to take credit for it. All I ever did was modify it. Now, I modified the heck out of it, but I'm not the original coder. I do not sell this indicator. This indicator, I've uploaded it. You can download it for free. You don't have to do a donation or anything. So, to all those TRO haters out there, you're probably not watching the video, but it's just that you guys are wrong. You know, it's just that simple. Okay, let's move on. Now, as in the previous video, the one on the dashboard, we've got the 3-level ZZ for the current period and for the period before. So right now we're looking at the dollar yen, and you can see there was a 1 on the bottom here. That was, and this is the current, and there's no semaphore there, so just dash. Now we need to trade this to make money, and I explained some in the dashboard video, but I made a template for the non-dashboard users. Okay, 3-level ZZ trade. When a semaphore first appears, it's a breakout. So when you saw that big yellow 3, it was breaking out. It's not reversing, okay, when you first see it. Now, when you come back later and you look at this chart, you go, oh, when a big yellow 3 appears, I should reverse. No, that's not when you reverse, okay? So when a semaphore first appears, that's a breakout, okay? So in other words, when this 3 came, it was going down. When this 3 came, it probably started somewhere around here, I would imagine, and just kept going up. Or maybe this was a 2, and maybe right here it became a 3, or maybe right there. So anyway, that is very important. I'm going to repeat it again. When a semaphore first appears, that is a breakout. You enter immediately for a breakout trade, or wait for the bar to close for a reversal trade. Now, let me emphasize that again. If you're looking to reverse using this indicator, wait for the bar to close. You do not reverse on a semaphore bar, okay? Especially if you're a beginner. Now, there's always ways to bend and break the rule, but for your purpose, if you don't know that, then do not reverse on a semaphore bar. Okay, look, there'll be plenty of opportunities to make pips. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way. Reversing on a semaphore bar is like standing in front of a steamroller. You're going to get flattened. It's just that simple. And I laugh only because I've seen it happen so many times. Now, if you do want to do the reversal trade, how do you do it? Okay, what you do is you move up a time frame until there's no semaphore. So let's see if we can find something that's in play here. Okay, sure. Let's look at the AUD USD. Perfect. There was a semaphore here. There's one here. Okay, so now we can look to reverse. Okay, so but the rule said, let's move up a bar. This is on H4. Okay, so let's move up move up a time frame. We move up to D1. There's a semaphore there. Let's move up one. Ah, there's no semaphore. So at the end of the week, actually now we can move back down. So here's what we want to do. At the end of the day is when we would take that reversal. But we're probably looking for something more in the intraday. Okay, so let's see if we can switch over to M1. Oh, perfect. we've got a 3 and we had a 3. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Now we can reverse. Look at that. You see? That was perfect. So the thing is, though, what we really want to do is we want to move up. Okay, we want it to move up. So there's still, so we don't reverse. See on here, M1, we stopped. We want it to reverse, but what does the rule say? It says you see that, you want to go up a bar. So we've got this. So we want to reverse. We want to go up a bar. Or up a time frame, rather. I have to get my terminology down. So let's see. Let's let it load up the M15. Okay, so once again, we were at M1. This computer's running slow. I think I know why. I've got something running over here that takes up a lot of CPUs. CPU seconds. So M5, we still have a semaphore. We'll swap to M15. Oh, look at that. We still have a semaphore. Well, I guess we could go to M30. M30. We still have a semaphore. Ah. H1. We do not have a semaphore. So, we drop back down to M30. So when this bar closes, now we can look to reverse. This is the safest way to trade a semaphore reversal, because you can see here it pushed down. Now if we go back to M1, see, remember right there, we had that little quick reversal, but that was probably, let's see, open 55, high 55, 551 to 558. There was no profit to be made. You'd be looking at drawdown right now. But since we didn't do that, instead we moved up a time frame. Okay, so now we've switched to 5-minute bar. So if we were at the 5-minute bar, we would have reversed, but we actually went all the way up to the 15. So we're still waiting on this M15 bar to close. And I've got 7 minutes left in this video. Because I only do 15-minute videos, but there's about 9 minutes to the end of this bar. So, but I think you got an idea how that works and what we're looking for. So once again, do not reverse on a semaphore bar. If you want to reverse, move up a time frame until there's no semaphore, and then drop back down one time frame. Now you can trade the reversal. Okay? And that's how that works. Let me see if I can find another example here. Okay. Maybe the NZD might be about the same. So we're looking here. Let's go up a time frame. M30. Let's go up one more. H1. So we drop back down to M30. So at the close of this bar, we can look to reverse. Now, one other thing about semaphores. If you want to make money with the semaphore, especially on the reversals, you wait for it to close. And then when you take your entry, you wait for another semaphore to appear. It might take a while depending on what time frame, but they will appear. And they will appear, and if you were in the trade, you will be profitable. Okay, that's just pretty much the way it works. Now, there might be exceptions, of course, but for the most part, that's the way it works. So if we drop down to M1, You can see here, 3, take that reversal. Could have exited here. Comes back up, up. And you see it's just basically doing, you know, swing high, swing lows. But you see here, there's a 3. And so when you see this 3 on the top, from here on out, you want to look to go this way. You want to look to trade short until you see another 3. Now you want to look to trade long from 3 to 3 to 3. And in between, with these 2s, you could consider this a pullback. So it comes here. So if you were going short, this is your pullback. Comes back down here. You could exit. Does a pullback. Does a pullback. You see how that works? And so if you want to know which way to trade, where was the last semaphore? The last 3, the big 3. The last 3 was on the bottom, then you want to trade long. The last 3 was on the top, then you want to trade short. That's how that works. This is on M1, but we can look at any time frame. That's the beauty of it. So here you want to trade short. Went to a 2, came back. But you see here, this is a 1. It's not a 3. It reversed. And that's what happens sometimes with the 3-level ZZ. Okay? And to tell you the truth, I've been through the code. I'm not exactly sure why it does that. It's some formula that I can't decode. But so you see here from 3 to 3. So you have to wonder, why was this a 3 but this wasn't? That's just the way it works. So from 3 to 3 now, you want to look to see this go up. So you see here, I had the chart scrunched, you couldn't see. But when you unscrunch the chart, so now we want to look for a long. But this is off the 5-minute. We can move up to 15. And this is where Dragon 33 made all his money, off the 15-minute chart. So from here you look to short, from here you take the long trades. So that's it. To me it's simple. I hope I've made it simple for you, and I'll probably upload this template so you can have it. You can have these rules, and you guys know where I upload my code, so I don't even have to mention it. And the reason I don't mention it is because if this video winds up on another forum, I don't want them to think that, you know, somebody is trying to direct their forum members away from their forum. You know, people are so territorial, so territorial. But anyway, like I said, the indicator, the 3-level ZZ semaphore TRO modified version, that's up. You can download that for free. I'll even upload the new My Notes. You'll be able to download that for free. The buttons I've already uploaded. You can download that for free. And Sonic 3 trade levels, I'm not even using that here. But that's somebody else's code. You know, if I modify it, usually it says TRO modified. Because the whole reason why I put the TRO out there was not to step on the original version with mine. So, fellow traders, as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off. Drain the banks.